Papa, Max, Mama, Adele, sister, Adeline, brother, Henry, me, Maurice. Maurice, wake up! It's happening! Why are you packing our winter clothes? It's spring. We don't know how long we'll be gone. Always think ahead. And please leave that ball behind. Is it really war? Maurice, Pintel, why are you just standing there? We've got to leave. Start packing. We lived in Brussels, the capital city of Belgium. At home, we spoke Yiddish, but in the streets, we spoke French. For months, the newspapers had been warning about the possibility of a German attack. My parents didn't hide the dangers from us. We knew how the Nazis treated Jewish families like ours, taking their possessions, beating them, humiliating them, and sending them to concentration camps. And now, on May 10th, 1940, the Nazi Army and Air Force had invaded our country. Where are we going? Paris. I have business contacts who will help us. I always wanted to see Paris, but not like this. Here's the station. Give me a ticket for anywhere. Didn't you hear me? All the trains are full. A good thing your father thought to buy tickets last week. There's our coach. Hurry now. Catch. Thanks. I watched the city disappear behind us. Brussels was the only home I had ever known. Your brother, God protect him, wants to be a soccer star. What about you, Maurice? I want to be a lawyer. Papa says the law is what makes us all equal. We still had relatives living in Poland, but we had been living in Belgium since I was a baby. Alongside friends, family, and community. How far away would we go? For how long? Would we ever come back? Where are you taking us? This isn't the right direction. We aren't going to Paris. We had to detour because of the fighting. Just be glad nobody is shooting at us. Pauvre âme, prenez ça. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Is it raw? You need the nourishment. Go on now. Everyone off. This train is turning around. But where are we? After 3 days on the train, we got off at a small French village. My father looked for somewhere we could stay. All he could find was a single room in an abandoned castle. The other rooms were already occupied. Does living in a castle make me a prince? Only if sleeping in a barn makes you a cow. Therefore, Your Honor, I believe my client was defending his rights and is innocent of any crime. Once again, you have won your case. The defendant is free to go. Huh? Weeks passed. What can be taking Papa so long? I'll go look for him. No, we all stay here. Thank God. But what happened to you? The French police have started rounding up refugees. They put me in a van, but I managed to escape. We have to get on another train before they pick us all up. I hear it's safer in the south. 3 months in this ruin. I'm not sorry to go. But go where? Bienvenue à Pau. The city of Pau, at the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains. Sunshine, singing birds, palm trees. The north of France was occupied by the Nazis, but this was Vichy France, the unoccupied free zone in the south. It's so beautiful here. I wonder if they have a soccer team. For a while, life went back to normal. With the help of our new landlord, Father opened a small workshop to make leather goods, as he had in Brussels. I promised to pay the rent as soon as I make our first sale. Don't worry, I have a good instinct for people. Just as my father wanted to work, I wanted to go back to school. I was nervous, but eager. For weeks, I worked hard, and I managed to catch up on every subject, except one. I'm sorry to say that you've failed Latin. I can't let you pass the year.
Is that from the teacher?
How will I ever become a lawyer? What you need is a private teacher, someone who can give you extra help. But the money. What are we, cheapskates? Find a good teacher, Maurice, and leave the money to us. And so I did. Her name was Madame Dufour. Very good, Maurice. I've never had a pupil so hungry to learn. You can take your exams next week. And then our sense of security turned once more to fear.
Okay, so it's been like 2 days.
I've just heard the police are rounding up Jews. This time they're being sent to camps in Poland and Germany. Our destination was the port city of Lisbon, Portugal. But to get there, we had to cross through Spain. I knew that Spain was a fascist country, controlled by a leader named Francisco Franco.
DT.
Spanish people who opposed Franco's brutality had been imprisoned or even executed. Make way. We're transporting an enemy of the Spanish state. The law will make us all equal.
But algebra 2 specifically.
It's hard to enjoy the sights when you're running for your life. This is our third new country so far. Everyone is trying to get out of Europe. We need to secure passage on a ship. Wait for me in the cafe while I try to get the necessary papers. And be careful what you say. Lisbon is full of spies. Spies? We've been here for hours. I know. I think the waiter is going to ask us to wash dishes. Hurry up. We're leaving. You got the papers? And tickets. The Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society has found us passage on a ship. Which ship? And where are we going? There she is, the SS Serpa Pinto. We're going to Jamaica. Built, Belfast, Ireland. Original name, RMS Ebro. Maiden voyage, April 1915. Requisitioned by the British Royal Navy during the First World War. Sold to Yugoslavia in 1935. New name, Princess Olga. Sold to Portugal in 1940. New name, SS Serpa Pinto. Nickname, Destiny Ship. These look to be in order, but you will have to separate. Women to the left, men to the right, and you three will bunk with the other children. Can't we stay together? Those are the orders. The ship will be overloaded with passengers. It's the only way to fit you all on. Mama, Papa! Don't worry. In Jamaica, we'll be together and free. I could never have imagined seeing this part of the world. But what would it be like? Would we really be free? I think I'm going to be sick. Me too. 16 days to cross the North Atlantic Ocean.
They're never going to get to buy code bypass. So I'm good doing the... I copied the bypass code from
At least the ocean is calm now. Yeah, now all we have to worry about is being torpedoed by a German U-boat.
How to go in the grade
Look! Land! Mama! Papa! Hurry up! Onto the buses. It's 30 miles to Gibraltar camp. Camp? What camp? Aren't we free now? You are refugees, guests of the British government, and the governor of Jamaica. You are to live in an internment camp until further notice. Don't you always say to look for the positive, Papa? At least we're safe. And feel how warm it is. In February. My first impression was that Gibraltar was a combination of a prison and a holiday camp. Welcome to Gibraltar Camp. You will stay here until you are accepted by another country. Why won't Jamaica let us stay? Or England? Why won't the United States take us in? Or Canada? Because they don't want us, that's why. Now, this isn't helpful. Be glad you are here. Every family can stay together and will get 2 rooms with cots, chairs, and a table. Meals will be served in the open-air mess halls, and you will never go hungry. If you wish, you may also cook for yourselves. There is a canteen where you can buy supplies. Also, recreation halls and a movie theater. I hope that you will have as normal a life as possible while you are here. But you must follow the rules. First, no one is allowed out of the camp without a pass. Second, nobody is allowed to earn money, to make or sell anything, or to get paid for working. And one last word of warning. There are not many dangerous pests in Jamaica, but if you encounter a scorpion, stay clear of it. A scorpion sting can be fatal. Scorpions? We tried to settle in. My God, I've never felt such heat. Pass. But what if they catch us, Papa? We aren't supposed to be working. And how will you sell them? Don't worry, I'll find a way. Solve one problem, and then the next, and then the next. That's how you move forward. I'll be 15 soon, and I'm not even in school. How will I ever become a lawyer if I don't pass high school? Professor Finkelstein, what did you teach at university? I taught history at the university in Berlin. Then the Nazis fired all the Jewish professors. I would like to study history. And I would like to teach. Come and sit beside me, young man. If I could find one teacher, why not more? Madame Chenkin once taught science at a private girls' school. Now, Maurice, if you would please describe the process of photosynthesis. Mr. Minsk had worked in a bank. If the sum grows by 3% a year, compound interest, Mr. Gorwitz once ran his own bookshop. You studied English in school? Of course I can help you to improve. But you'll have to go into town and buy a good English dictionary. A good thing I just sold my first purses at the village market. Education is everything. Ask the commandant for a pass. Chambers' 20th Century Dictionary. Assay, assemble, assent, asset, gaze, gazebo, gazelle. Right, adjective. According to truth and justice, correct, just, proper. I dislike the clothes given to us by the camp. When we have some extra money, I'm going to order a new pair of trousers from the tailor. Extra money? Your vanity will be the end of us. Go on, Maurice. Tell your fancy pants father that we have better things to do with our money. Position, positive, possible. The rainy season. Whether I shall turn out to be the hero of my own life, or whether that station will be held by anybody else, these pages must show. Weeks and then months went by. Winter turned to spring, and spring turned to summer. I don't know what to do, Papa. Studying in camp isn't enough. I'll never be able to go to university and become a lawyer without finishing high school. You tell me, Maurice, what do you need to do? Find a school that will take me in. I asked around and discovered that the best school was Jamaica College. The commandant gave me a pass and I set out. Come in. And that's why I'm here, and why I need to be in the graduating class. I've already lost so much time. I want to help you, I could let you into our first year class, but you have no doubt fallen too far behind to be in the final year. I've been studying very hard, on my own and with the teachers in camp. Yes? Then I will give you some paper. Sit down and write me an essay on what you have learned. I'll read it and then decide. And so, I have learned that the smallest acts of kindness can make a great difference. Many people have helped me along the way. From the villagers who gave us food when we were hungry, to the teachers who taught me what they know. They have shown me that even in dark times, each of us can be a candle, adding a little light to the world. Ever since I left my home, it has felt like night. But going to school, that would be day. That would be the sun coming up. Yes, you belong here, and you can enter the final year. And so began my life at school. I learned so many new things. Listen, boys, to the great American blues singer, Bessie Smith. Run, Maurice, run! O bottom, thou art changed. But at the end of the day, I alone went back to Gibraltar camp. The scholar is home. Pick up a needle and tell us what you learned today. Soon it was New Year's Eve, 1944. May the Nazis have a rotten year. I worked hard at my studies. My English got better and better, but it was still a challenge to study and write in a new language. Remember, these are your final examinations. Give them everything you have. Our examination papers were sent to England to be marked. All I could do was hope that the ship wasn't sunk by the Nazis. Instead, I imagined fair weather. Meanwhile, my father had finally saved up the money he needed for the tailor. At last, I've paid for my new pair of trousers. Come, everyone. I want you to see me try them on for the first time. Ugh, you have to make such a big show of everything. We're going to see Papa's new trousers. Come, try them on. Ta-da! So? I admit you look very well in them. I feel something on my leg. Sharp, a prick, a scorpion, a scorpion, a scorpion. Save my husband! Papa, you have to drop your trousers. In the middle of the street? Yes, and very slowly. You mustn't disturb the scorpion. A pin? I must have left it in by mistake. A pin. The Commandant. Maurice? Yes, Headmaster? Your examination results have arrived from England. Congratulations! You passed. Here is your diploma. Now that I had my high school diploma, I could apply to universities. Some of my best instructors have come from the University of Toronto. Canada would be a good place to start a new life. Several weeks later, a letter arrived, and I learned once more that it wasn't easy to start over. Dear Maurice Fagenbaum, we regret to inform you that we cannot accept you at this time. Students must be at least 17 years old, and you are only 16. We would be happy to consider your application again in a year's time. Sincerely, D. Rapp, Registrar. Solve one problem, and then the next, and then the next. If you would write them a letter and tell them that my experiences have made me mature for my age, maybe they'd make an exception. The headmaster did write a letter, and a few weeks later, Mama, Papa, I got my acceptance. I'm going to university. I had lived in Gibraltar camp for 2 years. It had been a frustrating time, but at least we were safe. And I had learned so much about, well, everything. Now I had to leave my family and start a new chapter. I don't know if I can do it. You've worked so hard. Don't worry, we'll be together again. Canada is cold. Make sure to dress warmly. I was scared, but I was excited too, because my new life really was starting.